Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrew Laidley. A partnership between Kingston-based Novamed and Hong Kong-based DHB Global has helped Caribbean leaders to avoid the mask fraud scheme. The fraudulent trade manifested during the COVID-19 pandemic when the demand for masks skyrocketed. More in this report. Mask fraud is when individuals promise to sell millions of masks without ever delivering. The fraudsters prey on companies, governments, and health officials desperately trying to end the PPE shortage. In the United States alone, fraudulent mask schemes totaled about $800 million in the last few months. But the likelihood of Jamaica falling prey to such fraudsters are slim. As Novamed founder Dr. David Walcott explains, that's one of the reasons his company acquired a production line in China.
We've personally seen instances of millions of dollars being lost in mask fraud. And so we understand that in addition to the inherent difficulties of the Caribbean in procuring equipment, both masks and testing kits, we also don't have the, I would say, financial capacity to withstand significant levels of financial fraud.
He argued that the fraudsters are capitalizing on the fact that the mask industry isn't properly supervised.
So there were several of these economic forces driving increasing in mask prices, and of course, finally there was a certain level of mask fraud because the industry was so, let's say, new and unregulated. It was relatively easy for fraudulent buyers and sellers to enter the market and seek to arbitrate deals.
Dr. Walcott made the point that while his company is focused on procuring masks at competitive rates for the Caribbean now, there are plans to venture into other areas in the near term.
In as much as our efforts right now are focused on problem solving around COVID, there are a few other industries that we do plan to sort of leverage our problem solving expertise around. And so you can expect to hear a lot more from Novamed in the days to come.
In the meantime, the U.S. authorities recently uncovered a scheme to sell a foreign government 50 million N95 face masks that didn't actually exist. The authorities noted that the unidentified government actually wired $317 million to a bank to pay for the fictional masks. Higher food and electricity prices pushed the inflation rate in May to 0.1%. During the month, electricity rates went up by 5.6%. But the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin notes that the increase was tempered by a decline in tuition fees for the summer term and lower gas prices. To currency trading now, it ended today with US dollar selling for $143.84. The Canadian dollar $107.65. The pound is going for $183.53, while the euro sold for $164.36. The JC index gained 4,127 points today, and the junior market index inched up by 23 points. Among the winners were T-Tech, Sterling Investments, Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, AMG Packaging and Paper, and Siboney Group. Now on the losing side were Sterling Investments, US dollar shares, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, Indies Pharma, Trans-Jamaican Highway, and Jetcon Corporation. And that's the Business Day. I'm Andrew Laidley. Good evening.